It's nighttime in the big city. A woman cuts pictures of places she'll never visit out of a magazine. I wonder if there's any cake left. It's Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Theme Time Radio Hour. We've been kind of serious the past couple of weeks, so let's just open up this door and see what we find.
Let's get in the mood, a real groovy mood. Let's have a party.
Sounds to me like there's a party going on, and you're all invited. The word party is from the Latin word pater, meaning to share. So for the next hour, we'll be sharing some of our most favorite songs about banquets and bashes, benders and binges, carousels and crushes, feasts and galas, get-togethers, hoedowns, hops, hullabaloos, jags and jigs. We'll be carousing and cavorting, celebrating and commemorating, drinking, getting down, grooving, hanging loose, having fun, letting down our hair, making merry, painting the town red, raising the roof, rejoicing, reveling, and whooping it up. Let's get this party started.
Hey, what's happening? You going to the party? What ain't nothing but a house? Now they're dancing on the ceiling, they're dancing on the floor. Oh, baby, wake up and through the door. They know it's a party going on. Gonna dance and romance all night long. I know it's cold outside. Come on and I'll keep you satisfied.
That's the Showstoppers. Ain't nothing but a house party. Two of the Showstoppers were Alec and Laddie Burke. They were brothers of Solomon Burke, no stranger to soul music himself. I love records like that, where they use the baritone sax to drive the bass along. It's a sound you never get sick of. Even this year, Amy Winehouse used that very same sound on her big record, Rehab.
The purpose of a party is to have fun together, and a successful party needs planning and skill. Whether it's a special carnival designed for gay entertainment, a birthday party, a holiday party, they all take planning, and they should all be fun.
42% of all parties are either barbecues or cookouts. I find that hard to believe. I haven't been to a good barbecue in a while.
Hot barbecue!
But if you're looking for the perfect music to accompany your cookout, you can't do any better than Wanda Jackson. Wanda was discovered by the late Hank Thompson. Hey, he also discovered Gene Shepard. He must have had an eye and an ear for the ladies. Wanda dated Elvis Presley. As a matter of fact, Elvis recorded this song before Wanda did. But you can give me Wanda's version any day. Here's Wanda Jackson. Let's have a party.
Some people like to rock, some people like to roll, but moving and a grooving's gonna satisfy my soul. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. We're sitting to the store, let's buy some more. Let's have a party tonight. I never kissed a bear, I never kissed a goon, but I can shake a chicken in the middle of the room. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. We're sitting to the store, let's buy some more. Let's have a party tonight. I never kissed a bear, I never kissed a goon, but I can shake a chicken in the middle of the room. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. We're sitting to the store, let's buy some more. Let's have a party tonight. Honky Tonky Joe is knocking at the door. Bring him in and fill him up and sit him on the floor. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. We're sitting to the store, let's buy some more. Let's have a party tonight. The meat is on the stove, the breads are getting hot. Everybody running, got the possum in the pot. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. We're sitting to the store, let's buy some more. Let's have a party tonight. Let's have a party tonight. Let's have a party tonight. We're gonna have a party tonight.
That was Wanda Jackson. She can't kiss a bear and she can't kiss a goon, but she can shake a chicken. Let's have a party. You know, it's almost criminal that Wanda's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, you just heard that record. Tell me that shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to petition to start a theme time radio hour wing. We'll put people in it like Link Ray, Richard Barry, and our next artist, Jesse Allen. He was a guy I don't know a lot about. I know he's from New Orleans. I like the way he sings. Love the way he plays guitar. And other than that, I don't know anything. Here's Jesse Allen. Let's party.
Let's go out tonight, have a ball. Whiskey, gin, and wine, we'll have it all. Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party till the break of dawn. Let's have some fun, have it bright. Drink and clown to broad daylight. Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party till the break of dawn. What good is life? Don't live it right. You got to get like me. Eyes are tight. Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party.
Hey, let's party till the break of dawn. You got to jump.
Hey, let's party.
You got to clown.
Hey, let's party.
You got to live.
Hey,
Sounds to me like it's got Lee Allen and Earl Palmer on that record. Jesse Allen and his song, Let's Party. A great party record. You know, there's another kind of party record. This kind was sold under the counter in certain record stores. They were called party records, which was a euphemism for dirty records. These records would be kind of tame by today's standards, but they were titillating and risque in their day. Some of the people who made these records include Belle Barth, Bruce Wallace, Kay Martin, Rudy Ray Moore, who recorded as Dolomite. But perhaps the most famous was Red Fox.
President Johnson and Carl Stokes, you know, the brother, they were in the restroom at Washington, and President Johnson looked over at Carl to speak to him, and being a little bit taller than Carl, he had to look down. He happened to glance into Carl's bowl. He said, I'll be damned, Carl, how'd you get that? Carl said, well, just before I have sex, I always beat it on the bedpost 4 times. Just take it and beat it on the bedpost 4 times. That's all I do. President Johnson said, you know, I'm going to try that tonight when I get home. He got home, took a shower, and walked in the bedroom and beat it on the bedpost 4 times. Lady Bird woke up and said, is that you, Carl?
That was Red Fox, a little bit of a risque party record here on Theme Time Radio Hour, where the party is carrying on. Here's a wild record, 2 twin bundles of TNT that go by the name of Don and Dewey. Dewey Terry and Don Bowman, though Don later changed his name to Don Harris, and even later to Don Sugarcane Harris. They started a band together when they were in high school and ended up on Art Roop's Specialty Records. They both played guitar. Dewey sometimes played the keyboard, and Don played the electric violin. They didn't have any big hits, but other artists recorded songs they did, and it hits with them. For example, Dale and Grace had a #1 hit with I'm Leaving It All Up to You. I think the Osmonds did that too. The Righteous Brothers pretty much based their entire act on Don and Dewey, recording their songs Coco Joe, Justine, and Big Boy Pete. Here's one they wrote and recorded for Specialty, Don and Dewey, Baby's Got to Party.
All the sand went right up time. Lean that Billy go, lean that hound. Hound boat, Billy go jump. Do all the sand right straight last on. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. Baby got a party tonight. Turn on all the bright lights. Baby gonna rock and roll. Rock and roll, turn to roll. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. Baby got a party tonight. Turn on all the bright lights. Baby gonna rock and roll. Rock and roll, turn to roll. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. Look into the mirror and he couldn't see a thing. Big on the shoulder and a baby diamond ring. Went on down past the avenue and then he laced his tie and then he buttoned his shoe. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. Baby got a party tonight. Turn on all the bright lights. Baby gonna rock and roll. Rock and roll, turn to roll. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. All the sand went riding uptown. Lean that Billy go, lean that hound. Hound dog, Billy go jump. Do all the sand right straight left on. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. Baby got a party tonight. Turn on all the bright lights. I ain't gonna rock and roll. Rock and roll, turn to roll. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. You can have all the sound and a hound and a gold. Even taking barriers or gold. Make no difference if it's wrong or right. Cause the baby gonna party till the moon is out of sight. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight. Baby got a party tonight. Turn on all the bright lights. Baby gonna rock and roll. Rock and roll, turn to roll. Baby got a party job, baby got a party job, baby got a party tonight.
That was Baby's Got a Party by Don and Dewey. If Don Sugarcane Harris's name sounds familiar, perhaps you've heard him play with John Lee Hooker, Johnny Otis, or Frank Zappa. Sugarcane Harris is the violin player on the song Willie the Pimp from Frank's Hot Rats album and toured with Zappa for many years. man who wrote a poem about a wild party is Joseph Moncure March, who wrote a poem called The Wild Party in 1926. The book is all about a party where a vaudeville comedian and his loose girlfriend invites singers, actors, artists, goons, and hookers of every gender and sexual persuasion. By the time the party's over, one main character is dead and another is headed to jail. Here's how the third part of this poem begins. The candles sputtered, their flames were gay, and the shadows leaped back out of the way. The party began to get going. The laughter rang shriller, the talk boomed louder. The women's faces showed flushed through powder, and the men's faces were glowing. The room was hung with streamers of smoke. It billowed, curled, swung, and swirled, poured toward the candle flames and broke. Eyes flashed, glistened, everyone talked, few listened. Crash, a glass smashed, and a woman swore, shrank back, abashed. It goes on like that for 50-some-odd pages. William S. Burroughs once said that it was the book that made him want to become a writer. We might come back to that poem before the end of today's show.
Well, the party is off to a good start. Guests are on time. Everyone's out to have fun. Having fun together makes a party. This means both hosts and guests. Choose your guests carefully. Plan invitations. Plan for refreshments and entertainment. Then, practice to be a skillful host.
Here's a very familiar record with a surprising person at the helm. It's Leslie Gore, It's My Party. And would you believe it? The same man who produced Thriller and the theme from The Cosby Show produced this record. All the things I just told you about are just a drop in the bucket. We'll tell you a little more about Quincy Jones after this song. It's a #1 chart smash in both the pop and R&B charts in 1963. Here's Leslie Gore. It's her party. She'll cry if she wants to.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Nobody knows where my Johnny has gone, but Judy left the same time. Why was he holding her hand when he's supposed to be mine? It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Play all my records, keep dancing all night, but leave me alone for a while. Till Johnny's dancing with me, I've got no reason to smile. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Judy and Johnny just walked through the door like a queen with her king. Oh, what a birthday surprise! Judy's wearing his ring. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Oh, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you.
Hi, Leslie Gore here to tell you, if you want to have more fun, keep your dial set to the great sound of this wonderful station, and take a lively companion wherever you go. Take a portable radio.
That was It's My Party, here on the celebratory episode of Theme Time Radio Hour, where we are proud members of the One Party System. But it's a long party. As we told you, that record was produced by Quincy Jones. Quincy started out playing with Lionel Hampton. He played with Dizzy Gillespie, moved to Paris to study composition, composed the music for The Pawnbroker, In Cold Blood, and In the Heat of the Night. His career almost came to an end in 1974 when he suffered from a near-fatal cerebral aneurysm. He bounced back, though, in 1979, produced Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. He co-produced Steven Spielberg's adaptation of The Color Purple and produced lots of TV shows, including The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Mad TV. He is the most nominated Grammy artist with 76 nominations and 26 awards. And he's not just popular on Earth. Quincy's arrangement of Fly Me to the Moon was the first song played on the moon during the lunar landing of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin back in 1969. Way to go, Quincy. I got an egg cream with Amy Sedaris. She had a lot to say about this week's show.
What are some good party tips? The meatball tip is when, if you want, you can just make them and freeze them. That way, if you want to have a meatball, out of the blue, you can just pull them out of your freezer and boom, you've got meatballs. But if you have any dead animals in your freezer, I've learned it is a good idea to, get rid of them. If you're waiting for spring burial or something, it's not a good thing to have that in your freezer. Trust me on that.
Thank you, Amy. Well, here's a record started out as a two-sided smash by two different artists. Here's one side of that smash hit. Here's Party Doll.
Well, all I want is a party doll. Come along with me when I'm feeling wild. To be ever loving, true and fair. To run her fingers through my hair. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you. I'll make love to you. Well, I saw a gal walking down the street. The kind of a gal I love to meet. She had blonde hair and eyes of blue. Baby, I wanna have a party with you. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you. I'll make love to you. Every man has gotta have a party doll to be with him, but when he's feeling wild, to be ever loving, true and fair, to run her fingers through his hair, to run her fingers through his hair. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you. I'll make love to you. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you. I'll make love to you.
That was Wayne Knox, who recorded under the name Buddy Knox. He was in a band called the Rhythm Orchids. They're called that because they wore purple shirts on stage. Another member of the band was the bass player named Jimmy Bowen. Well, Roy Orbison heard the Rhythm Orchids and sent them to Clovis, New Mexico, where they could record with Norman Petty. He produced Buddy Holly. Well, Norman produced 2 tracks with the Rhythm Orchids, Party Doll, which Buddy Knox sang, and the flip side was I'm Sticking With You, which Jimmy Bowen sang. It came out on a small local label and later got sold to Roulette Records. Roulette separated it into 2 hits, released one under Buddy Knox's name and one under Jimmy Bowen's name. But in reality, they were both Rhythm Orchids records. We have a caller. Let's see who's on line 2. Hello, caller.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Melissa. I'm a big fan of the show. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you. What's your question?
Okay, so my question is this. I've been married for 15 years, And, I love my husband. He's like my best friend. And, I just love the guy. It's just that there's just no attraction there. And I've tried everything. We've had sex in the back of my car, and we've had sex at, like, random parties. But I don't know. The heat isn't there, I'm not hot for him, and I don't know what to do. Hoping you guys can give me some advice.
Well, Melissa, it's a hard question. On one hand, you're very lucky to have someone that you can consider your best friend. That'll do you well as you get older, because passion fades, but love can last forever. On the other hand, all of us look for a little excitement in our lives. All I can tell you, have you talked honestly with your husband about this problem? Perhaps it's something as simple as changing his cologne, getting a different haircut, working out, or introducing you to that cute guy he works with. If you have a best friend, you've got the biggest part of it licked. Now you just got to lick the rest of it. Thanks for listening, and thanks for calling. Good luck with your problem. There's another lady with a problem. Her name's Caledonia. She's having a party, and Smiley Lewis is going to tell you all about it right now.
Well, I went to Caledonia's party. Everybody got high as a kite. Elder Brown got loaded, started a big old fight. Sweet Lorraine, she got there early, and she brought Mary Jo. They had the party rocking, dancing on the floor. Well, the cops broke up the party just about the break of day. Caledonia tried to get out the back door, but she couldn't get away. 6 months ain't no sentence, no, and 1 year ain't no time. They got boys in prison doing 1 to 99.
They called him Smiley because he didn't have any front teeth. He eventually got some gold ones, which I'm sure helped with his diction, because he sings mighty clearly there, singing all about Caledonia's party.
Hey man, what's happening? Come on in. Let's party. Pick up your bass.
If you're having a party, here's a couple of tips. Stock up on plenty of ice. A good rule of thumb is to have 1 pound of ice per guest. Have twice as many glasses on hand as guests. Don't forget to stock up on mixers, including orange juice, soda, tonic, ginger ale, tomato juice, Tabasco, lemons and limes, horseradish, and Worcestershire sauce. And if you anticipate your guests will be wine drinkers, plan ahead by uncorking a few bottles in advance. Or if the party's at my house, opening up a fresh box of wine.
Do you hear the sound of ice cubes clinking in glasses?
No, I don't.
If you're having a party around here someplace and don't want to invite me, you can just say so.
Well, we're not having any party, Doctor. It's probably just those things that you keep hearing.
Yeah.
We played Garnet Mims and the Enchanters before, but here the Enchanters, sans Garnet Mims. They recorded this song, which was written by Bob Elgin and Jerry Ragavoy. It's a sad little number called I Paid for the Party. From Philadelphia, here are the Enchanters.
I paid for the party in teardrops. I paid for the party in heartaches. Everyone had a the party to end. But the girl I love most was dancing too close with the guy I thought was my best friend. I paid for the party in teardrops. I paid for the party in heartache. Oh, what a terrible cost. Look at the love that I lost. Yes, the love was born from the moment there I met. I can still see them dancing as I stood alone on the floor. The look on her face said he'd taken my faith. She could never be mine anymore. I paid for the party in teardrops. I paid for the party in heartache. Oh, what a terrible cost. Look at the love that I lost. But my leg gone forever. Pay for the party. I know. She's his forever. Pay for the party. No, she's his forever. Pay for the party.
They're the Enchanters with an enchanting little record. I paid for the party. One thing you see at a lot of parties are colorful party lights. There's different ways to light a party. You might want to use rope lights, colored bulbs, Chinese paper lanterns, tea candles, black light, or glow sticks. Sometimes you see the lights and you know you can't go to the party. Here's a song all about that sad feeling. It's from Macon, Georgia native Claudine Clark, and she wrote the song, both the music and the lyrics. It's a shame this was her only hit, but if you have to have only one, it's a good thing it sounds like party lights.
I see the
That was Claudine Clark and Party Lights here on Theme Time Radio Hour. Another thing you often find at a party is a piñata. A lot of people think they came from Mexico, but originally they came from Italy, where they were known as piñata, which means fragile pot. From Italy, they traveled to Spain, and from the beginning, they had a religious significance. The piñata represents Satan, and it was made beautiful and bright to be a temptation for all the innocent souls who came in contact with it. The candies and toys inside were the temptations of Satan. When you break the piñata, you would do it blindfolded to represent blind faith, and the stick that you used to break it was the symbol of all things that were good. This is how good would overcome evil, and when that happened, the treats spilled out, and they were the justified rewards of a life lived right. The Spanish missionaries took the piñatas to Mexico, where the Aztecs adopted it. Eventually they crossed the border, and they're available in party stores. Down in New Orleans, they don't just party, they have a carnival. And this is one of the songs you'll hear every year around Carnival. It's by Al Johnson, Carnival Time.
The green room is smoking and the flames are burning down. Throw my baby out the window and let those guns burn down. All because it's kind of a time. Oh, it's kind of a time. Oh, well, it's kind of a time. Everybody's having fun. Claiborne Street is rocking from one side to the other. The joints are jamming, packing time about to smother. All because it's kind of a time. Oh, it's kind of a time. Oh, well, it's kind of a time. Everybody's having fun. Right now it's kind of a time. Oh, kind of a time. Oh, well, it's kind of a time. Everybody's having fun. Well, if you put your nickel, well, now I put a dime. Now we can get together now and drink us some wine. All because it's kind of a time. Oh, kind of a time. Oh, well, it's kind of a time. Everybody's drinking wine.
Carnival Time by Al Johnson. After he recorded it, he was serving time in the U.S. Army. His sister called him to say, "Al, this song's a hit." But since Al had no knowledge of copyright law, he retained no rights to it. It was a hit, all right, played every year around Mardi Gras, but Al never saw a cent and had to support himself being a cab driver. Finally, after 40 years, he got the rights to Carnival Time and started making a little bit of money from it.
Let's party a little, get something going.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I can dig that.
Hey, you came to the right guys.
We play a lot of Louis Jordan on Theme Time Radio Hour, and for good reason. He had 57 R&B chart hits, and many more that are less known, but they still rock with a steady roll.
and everything has got to rock. I want a boogie, to boogie woogie all night long. I'm ballin' tonight, 'cause tomorrow I may be gone. Yes, fix me a drink, it's gotta be right. I want a big water glass, I wanna get real high. I want a boogie, to boogie woogie all night long. I am ballin' tonight, 'cause tomorrow I may be gone. Chitlins keeping hot, ain't got no worries. Everybody knows the cop. I want a boogie, to boogie woogie all night long. I am ballin' tonight, 'cause tomorrow I may be gone. Come here, boy. Bring me a chick, one that knows how to rock, one that won't get tired and don't ever want to stop. I want a boogie, to boogie woogie all night long. I am ballin' tonight, 'cause tomorrow I may be gone. Ah, that's right, baby. Ah, rock me, Chester, rock me. Come here, baby, run in, come in, stay a while. Ah, honey, line it up and set it to alarm at 4:30. Honey, listen to me, listen to me. If you can't stick with it, quit it. That's right, baby. That's right. You in there, baby. Yeah, honey. Mm-hmm. Stay right in there, baby. Stay right in there. Oh, honey. You got it, baby. You got it.
How could we do a show about parties without playing Ludi Jordan's classic House Party? House Party, sometimes called Rent Party, is a party where the tenants hire a musician or a band to play for the guests and then pass the hat to pay the rent. Quite often, this is a painless way for neighbors to help their friends who might be a little bit down on their luck. Where is that neighborliness today? This has been our party show, and so we've been playing a lot of party songs. Nothing too deep, nothing too taxing. Oh, we're going to change it up a little bit now and play one of those melodramatic life lessons that country music is just full of. It's written by the woman who's singing along with Porter Wagner. We're talking about Dolly Parton, who joined Porter in 1967 on his TV show and recorded a number of hit duets and solo numbers. None of them sadder than this one, all about the party.
As we were dressing to go out, our little girl and boy came in and asked if they could go this time. We told them little girls and boys don't belong at parties, and that they should be in bed asleep by 9. The babysitter came in then, and we kissed the kids goodbye and told them that we'd be home soon, and told them not to cry.
Then we left for the party like we'd so often done, thinking only of ourselves and not our little ones. The party started out wild, and it grew wilder as the night wore on, with drinking, laughing, telling dirty jokes, nobody thinking of home. Then the strangest feeling came over me, and it chilled me to the bone. And I told my wife that we'd better leave the party, 'cause I felt that we were needed at home. As we rode along, I got to thinking of how the kids that morning had asked if we'd take them to church the next day, and how I'd put them off, like I'd so often done, by saying we'd probably get home too late. Then my thoughts were interrupted by the sound of sirens as they cut through the still night air. Then we turned down our street. That's when we saw the fire. The rest was like a nightmare. We took their little bodies to church the next day. Though we'd left the party early, we still got home too late.
Well, that song ends pretty abruptly, from the pen of Dolly Parton, along with the late Porter Wagner, a heartbreaker, a tearjerker, the party. Certainly the saddest party ever. Another person who doesn't like parties is Richard Lewis. I ran into him at the Stop and Shop, and he told me why he doesn't like parties.
I don't understand why people feel the need to go to parties. I don't like parties. I stand up against the wall. I feel like I'm going to be assassinated. You know, it depends on what era we're talking about. Now, I in the last 25 years, parties are just, you know, needless to go to. You know, if I want to see people or friends who I love, I call them up and I say, let's meet, let's get together, let's find a place that we won't be bugged. Otherwise, you're bugged by 99% of the people there. I mean, it's always nice. I mean, it's cool if you go to a party and out of the blue, Ted Kennedy shows up. But how often does that happen?
Well, thanks, Richard. The party continues here on Theme Time Radio Hour. Bacchus was the Roman god of wine and intoxication. That's where we get the word bacchanal, which refers to any of his festivals, probably originated as fertility rites. Well, here's a song about the after party, or more correctly, after the bacchanal. It's by Lord Beginner, who was born with the name Egbert Moore. I think Lord Beginner was a good choice. He became famous in Trinidad and Tobago. Expatriate Portuguese businessman Edward Gomes sent him to New York, along with Attila the Hun and the Growling Tiger. They all recorded for the Port of Spain label and introduced calypso to much of the world. He moved to England with Lord Kitchener in July of 1948, and the two of them were two of the best-known calypsonians of that period. Here's Lord Beginner, or should I say, Egbert Moore, with his song, After the Bacchanal.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Oh, we joined in the band at 8 o'clock. But after the fete I got the shock, dressed in Spanish vagabond, well disguised to dodge a husband.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
After she spoke of a singularity, I said, does you go in for bigamy? She said, no, skipper, I am your pal. You taught me the way to play carnival.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Now in contemplation sitting down, thinking of this new high brown, I heard a knock at the back door twice. Then I realized I was in a vice.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Oh, the woman looked at me with a smirk. I recalculate and began to shook. I said, you caused assassination. Why put me in this collision?
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Then I heard a groan said, open the door. What you keeping me outside for? I said, girl, you're losing your head. You better hide me under the bed.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Then he told her, why didn't you open quick? She said, darling, it's not a trick. My heart is always pure and true. I was sleeping song and dreaming of you.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
Immediately he began to snore. I take no chance to open the door. Through the window with sorrows and grief, climbed down the spouting just like a thief.
Last year, Carnival, midnight after the Bacchanal, nearly lost my life when I went home with the police wife.
That was After the Bacchanal by Loud Beginner, a song all about the Carnival and the policeman's wife. Carnival was introduced by French Catholic plantation owners who held masquerade balls to celebrate the last 2 days before Lent. As a matter of fact, the word Carnival is from Latin carne, which means meat, and val, which means take leave of meat. Since the following 42-day season of Lent includes abstinence from meat. When slavery was abolished in 1834, the masquerade ball took to the streets. Now there's over 250,000 participants every year for Trinidad's Carnival, and it's gained a reputation as the Carnival of the people.
Come over to a similar apartment in the village. Smoke a joint, burn a little grass. Pot party, roach party, mainliner, skin popping, shoot some crystal. The language of the narcotic and marijuana user. The language of a large and ever-increasing number of teenagers.
If you're planning a party, Emily Post recommends that you invite what she calls a congenial stew of guests. This includes the old worlds, the eminents, the learneds, the well-born, the highbrows, and the once-weres. You throw in a couple of pretty girls, too. You see all sorts of people at parties. One type you see is the party girl. There's been no shortage of them ever since parties began. Even today, there's girls like Paris Hilton who seem more famous for going to parties than for anything else. There's always a little bit of sadness behind each of these party girls. And in this next song, Elvis Costello captures that sadness. Here's Party Girl.
Say you're nothing but a party girl, just like a million more out of the world. I know I shouldn't be raising my hopes so high, but I have seen a hunger in their eyes that sell for anything in the skies of love. Seen a body that's looking them over, seen them leaving when the party's over. They can't touch me now. You say you don't mind. We're so hard to find. I could give you anything but time. Give it just one more try. Give it a chance. Starts like fascination, ends up like a trance. You'll never be the guilty party girl. Maybe special now. You say you don't mind. We're so hard to find. I could give you anything. I would give you anything. I can give you anything but
That was Party Girl by Elvis Costello. Here's another kind of party girl, taken once again from Joseph Moncure Macha's poem, The Wild Party. Take a look at Madeline True. Her eyes slanted, her eyes were green, heavy-lidded, pouched, obscene. Eyes like snakes, like a stagnant pool filled with slime. Her mouth was cruel, a scar in red that had recently opened and bled. Her body was marvelous, a miracle had fused it. The whole world had seen it, a good part had used it. People bought their seats in advance for $15, glad of the chance to see her dance.
You know, it's awfully hard for me to concentrate with those people laughing and whooping it up at the party that way. Can't you get them to hold it down a little bit? You're on the radio after all.
Oh, Doctor, there's no party going on in here.
Well, every party has to come to an end. And you know who the person looking at the clock is? The host. And that's me. So I'm sad to tell you, the party's over. Hey, that's a good name for a song. Luckily, Betty Compton, Adolph Green, and Julie Stein already wrote it. It's been recorded by a lot of people, but we're going to hear it by Blossom Dearie. And yes, that's her real name. She was born in the Catskills and sang with vocal groups with Woody Herman and Alvina Ray. She moved to Paris and formed the Blue Stars of France. In 1956, Norman Granz lured her back to America, and she recorded for his Verve record label. Here's one of the songs she recorded, The Party's Over.
Burst your pretty balloon and taken the moon away. It's time to wind up the masquerade. Just make your mind up. The piper must be paid. The party's over. The candles flicker and dim. You danced and dreamed through the night. It seemed to be right just being with him. Now you must wake up. All dreams must end. Take off your makeup. The party's over. It's all over, my friend. party's over. It's all over, my friend. The party's over. The party's over. The party's over, my friend.
That was The Party's Over by Blossom Dearie.
Part of a good party is knowing when to go home, soon after refreshments have been served.
Well, that's it for us this week. I gotta go fish the cigarette butts out of the sink, sweep up the broken glass, call the carpet cleaners, and I got to figure out who that is sleeping on my couch. Well, I'm gonna do all that. You do what you got to do, and we'll meet up here again next week for an all-new theme on Theme Time Radio Hour. Party on, dude.
Thanks for listening to Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan. Produced by Eddie Gorodetsky. Associate producer, Ben Rollins. Continuity by Eats Martin. Editor, Damian Rodriguez. Supervising editor, Rob McCumber. Research team, Diane Lapson and Bernie Bernstein. Additional research by April Hayes, Callie Gladman, Terrence Michaels, Sean Patrick, and Lynn Sheridan. Librarian, Robert Bauer. Production coordinator, Debbie Sweeney. Production assistance by Jim McBee. Special thanks to Randy Azradi, Coco Shinomiya, and Samson's Diner. For XM Radio, Lee Abrams. Recorded in Studio B in the historic Abernathy building. Studio engineer, Tex Carbone. This has been a Great Water Park production in association with Big Red Tree. This is your announcer, Pierre Mancini, speaking. Be here next week for our second annual Countdown Show.